Hey everybody, this is that German guy Josh Runquist, and I'm here with Nathan Opposition, who's going to be playing with his band Ancient VVisdom, opening up for Solstafir at the Nether Bar in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Yes,
How's it going?
Great, how are you?
I'm doing great. Just like we were talking about before we started this interview, this is going to be my third time seeing you guys.
Hell yeah,
and hopefully the first time playing more than 25 minutes as well.
We're playing a little bit longer than that.
Yeah.
We got a couple more songs to add to the list. Thanks, that's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Third time.
Yeah.
Third time's a charm.
Oh yeah, it's just like on the Ghost tour, when I actually saw you singing and playing the percussion, just like, it entranced me. Like, once I heard the Opposition, it's just like, yeah, I'm a fan for life now.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
That was like our first incantation of the band. It was like, you know, me doing stand-up percussion, sort of an odd thing, which people remember that. I don't know. It's like a really memorable thing in people's minds. And now we have a full-time drummer, Mitch Morris, who's like a killer drummer, really solid. He's been a friend of mine for like over 5 or 6 years. Got some really cool members in the band now, like, you know, really in it to win it. So, but yeah, that was fun to play drums like that. I don't know. It's just a really, it almost like, I'm a drummer. Mm-hmm. So I've drummed for a band called Integrity before, and a couple other bands in Cleveland and stuff like that. So I'm naturally a drummer, but when it came to Ancient VVisdom percussion, I almost had to like, what's the word I'm looking for? I had to retract what I knew from drumming and break it down to a really tribal, basic element. You know what I mean? It's like a total different style of drumming.
Yeah. But you mentioned just like on the first tour, you know, it's a lot more of like that tribal, almost like soundtrack drumming that was going on. A couple albums later, that kind of like changed completely on Sacrificial. How did that come about?
Same writing process. I write everything on acoustic guitars. We have Mitch, who wanted to be a full-time drummer with us. I wanted to present a heavier sound for Ancient VVisdom and still have the same writing style, same process. And it's going to be one of those things where not every album is going to sound exactly the same. Like, if you listen to like Godlike to Deathlike to Sacrificial, they all kind of have something that separates one from the other. And there's still that basic element, like my voice, the continuity of the acoustic guitars and different percussions and stuff like that added to it to keep our own sound into it. So we're working on a new record now that's going to infuse probably a lot of that too. You know, I'm going to demo it when we get back. Just have a studio, you know, real basic setup, 24-channel mixer type of thing in a room that my friend lets us rent, and we're going to go back there and hammer out some songs. We have about 10 new tracks we're going to do.
Oh, very cool. I'll be looking forward to that.
Keep plugging away at writing songs, you know what I mean? Just constantly writing. And I like to stay ahead of myself with the writing process. That way, you know, I think it's one of those things where it's like, we're not one of those bands that's going to give you an album every 4 years or something like that. I like to write music. I write a lot of music. And it's one of my favorite things that I do in my life. So I want to continue to write songs, release songs as I go, and as the songs are fresh in my mind. And that's one thing about working with certain record labels, that they don't allow you to do that, because they kind of have this agenda, or they have this schedule that they want you to follow. And my creative process does not follow a schedule. It does not have a guideline. I write it when I write it, and I want to record it when I want to record it, when I want to release it, when I want to demo it. And now is the right time for us to do this demo for the next record. So we're going to do that. Magic Gate's going to release it for us on vinyl. Love working with Brent Eystone. He's an awesome dude. He's really supportive of our music. He gets what we're doing. He understands why we're doing what we're doing. He has an open mind about it, and he has a lot of good input on it. So we're just going to keep plugging away at writing and keep releasing albums. Maybe do a split 7-inch here and there with friends' bands or something.
Oh, that'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's something we have. I mean, we did a Charles Manson split, you know. That was the first release we did, but you know, that was the first one we've done, only one we've done. Now we've done a split with Roses Never Fade that just came out recently. European release only. I think there was only like 300 records pressed or something. So it's really good. But there's 2 new Ancient VVisdom songs on that, which are completely back to our acoustic roots. So it's kind of funny that people, you know, we get some fans on online that'll go, they changed their sound, this, and this. And then we release a record like that we've already had in the works for about 6 months to 8 months. And it's just kind of like, well, you don't know what we actually have planned in the long term. You're just kind of seeing what we're releasing as we go and judging that. It's like we released 2 acoustic songs on Europa Records with Roast Never Fade, which is a very folky, if you're familiar with Europa, very folky influenced record label, folk influenced record label. So it's like, we still have our roots, we still know what we're into, and we're just presenting something new to you.
See, I like that though. I mean, it's like you guys can evolve and progress, but you can also like keep that same sound that still makes the Ancient Wisdom.
Exactly, and do other shows that we present ourselves as an acoustic project. We do an electric show. We have a heavy. We were just going to very easily go from one to the next to the other, and who knows? Maybe the next tour we do will be an all acoustic tour where we play all of Deathlike or something like that. You know, there's all kinds of variables. You know.
Oh, sure.
So it's like, I like that option. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't like put me in a place of limitation. That way we can do what we want when we want to, not have to be, like pigeonholed into this one sound. This is this kind of band. This is what they are. This is what they do. This is it. It's like, no, we do this. We can do this. You know, we're covering a lot of different music that we like and we appreciate, and we're able to go from playing a show all acoustic with Death and June to playing an electric show with Mastodon or Ghost or something like that. You know, which we've done. You know, so it's like we have the ability to try to transcend beyond just our own stereotypes that people would put on our band or something like that. You know?
Yeah, and to me, that would just like it'd be so boring to be like pigeonholed into just like one style, and you can't write something else. That's why I love seeing the progression from like got like Inferno to Deathlike to Sacrificial. I mean, it's just like it's 3 different sides to the band with just those 3 albums, and I know there's much more that can come from that.
Absolutely. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. It means a lot. It's like, you know, we just want to continue doing what we do. We write the songs that actually are from our, you know, our being, or whatever we want to call it. We write what we write, and hopefully people like what they like from it. You know what I mean? I don't really think about it too much. Yeah. You know, it's kind of just comes naturally, and what we enjoy and what we think people will enjoy. And if they get something from it, awesome. If not,
it's as simple as that.
You know, I don't know. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. So, with that said, I mean, with such the evolution of the band, are you still playing the songs the same way live?
The certain songs, yeah. Like the songs from the old albums, they have, like you'll hear tonight when we do certain songs, they set the same mood as the album. And they're not exactly like the album because we don't have an acoustic player right now. Which I may have in the future. I may play acoustic. But I like what we're doing is a 4-piece right now. It's really sounding up to standard for what I want the band to sound like. It's up to par with what exactly I want the band to be right now. So I'm really happy with it. I'm getting a lot of compliments with it, with what we're doing right now. But songs have definitely the same mood as the album. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they may not be the same tones per se, but we try to capture that same mood and that same vibe that we throw around like online. And the new songs from Sacrificial that we play some tonight, those will sound exactly like they are on the album. You know what I mean? Except for a lot heavier.
Oh, very cool.
A little more aggressive, but yeah, I mean, we're definitely not, we're not, putting ourselves in a position where we can't do that anymore. We're not going to introduce that on a new album. So there's definitely just, a lot of options to keep in mind, and it keeps me free to, kind of do what I want to do. Enjoy playing music, and not just, make it a chore. A lot of bands make it a chore to play music, or have issues with their internally band-wise. I don't have any internal issues. If you don't want to be here, you don't have to be here. Mm-hmm. That's one thing that I really enjoy about my band members right now is that everybody wants to be here. Yeah. There's no reason for for anybody to have any negativity because we're all in this together. You know what I mean? So it's like I have people who I trust, who I know that they are on the same page as me, and if they for some reason aren't on that same page, then there'll be other people who will be on the same page.
Yeah.
But until that happens, I'm really content with who I got and what we're doing, and I think that means a lot too. It's just like music should be enjoyable. It should be something that comes from within, something that you can enjoy on a spiritual level, and not have to be put, into this rhetoric of being a fucking, business or calling it an LLC and fucking doing this, and this, and that, and making yourself like branding yourself and making it. I don't think about music like that. You know what I mean? That may be the way the corporate world thinks about music,
right?
But that's not where I'm at. I don't think I'll ever want to be in there, and I've already had a little taste of that, and I spit it back out.
Oh yeah.
Like it, you know what I mean?
That would explain the sound of corporate rock music as well.
Yeah, exactly, and the lack of soul within, or lack of whatever you call it, spirit within, or lack of inspiration. It's so contrived, it just becomes a race to sound like another band or something like that. That's one thing we don't ever do, is try to sound like another band. It's like, I hear bands writing to sound like this. We want to sound like a band that sounds like this. Okay, well you're either ripping them off, or you're just trying to do something that you're not. We just write the songs we write, and we are who we are. What category of music we fall under, I don't know.
Ancient Wisdom.
Whether it be we have our own sound, or we have a unique sound that people love or hate, that's what we are. That's what we do.
Yeah, I mean, I just call it Ancient Wisdom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, not a problem. I mean, it's just like there's so many subgenres that you can get into. Yeah. When you call a band, it's just like that just becomes so cumbersome after a while.
You're just breaking it down and breaking it down and breaking it down. You break it down so much, it's like you're not even enjoying it anymore. Just listen to it. If you like it, if you're attracted to it, if you're attracted to that girl, if you're attracted to that guy, whatever, you like that, you're naturally drawn to something, do it.
Yeah.
Be naturally drawn to it, whatever. Just don't be in denial of whatever it is because your friend likes it, or you see your friend headbanging, so now I'm headbanging. It's like, no, just like what you like.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the way
that's why I never understood the phrase guilty pleasure. It's just like, why feel guilty about it? You like
pleasure.
it. Yeah, you like it. What's wrong with that?
It's life's pleasure.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You like this? Okay, I like horror movies. Does that mean I can't watch a rom-com every now and then with Paul Rudd or some shit like that?
Yeah.
I'll do that all day. Whatever. But, I mean, does that change who I am in such a substantial way that people, have an opinion about it? It's like, I like what I like. I'll be the most cold, sinister, malevolent son of a bitch, and then I'll be a warm, caring, loving individual to certain people. You know what I mean? It's just the way the way the world is. You know what I mean? It's like, not everything is as it seems, and everybody kind of has their misconceptions about everybody. That's the way I look at it. I like to break that down a little bit, so we can be on a personal level. Kind of like what we're doing now, like an interview like this.
Oh yeah.
Let's be who we really are. Let's talk about things that we want to talk about. Let's enjoy our time together here.
Exactly. Yeah.
Why not?
I just don't see any point in doing it any other way.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like from my point of view, like doing an interview where I'm interviewing a band I know nothing about and like reading off a script.
Yeah.
So you have been in Metallica since 1981. How has that been for you? Sounds like there's no life to it.
Reading from a cue card.
Yeah.
And I mean, why do that when there's interviews you can do with bands that you give about?
Yeah.
When there's art being made that you give about the photographer or the fucking painter or whatever it may be. Pay tribute to the things that you enjoy. The people who respect and enjoy what you do. They'll reflect that back.
Yeah. And that's also what I do with my radio show too. Like I can go from like a bit lighter rock to the most satanic black metal to prog rock or whatever. It's like I I try to make the show like a little bit of everything that I'm enjoying that week.
Yeah.
You know, new stuff that's coming out, but like focusing on the stuff that I really enjoy.
Oh, yeah.
And like when a band that I love, like Ancient VVisdom, comes to town, I want to come there. I want to come to the show, take pictures, get an interview, and promote the bands that I love.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It means a lot to me, and it means a lot to bands that right now need a voice to be able to be heard like this.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people are granted these opportunities to travel like we do.
Yeah.
And, now, and that's what I think about it too. It's like when I'm in these places, I want to make my time here worth my time here. Whether it be in the club, at a restaurant, wherever you're at, you know what I mean? It's like I want to just have a good time where I'm at, and if people, you know, being in a touring band, of course, people will stop you and go, "Oh, you're in a band, aren't you guys?" I'm like, I never am an ass to people like that, because that'll come back at you tenfold. So
Yeah.
I'm always just like, yeah, we're in a band. Here's who we are. You know what I mean? Sometimes it makes people stay. Sometimes they laugh at you. Well, sometimes you're crawling out of a van with like all your shit. And they're like, "Look at these guys! It's a circus back there." But you know, sometimes you know you meet new people that way. Like we went to the Mall of America today. Or whatever,
Oh, yeah.
And we just like talked to some people at the stores, and we started shooting the shit with them.
Yeah.
Talking about the place we're playing, and it's like, all right, well, it's nice to meet you. Cool. You know, like why not? You know. Why not get on the personal level with people?
Yeah, I've met some great bands that way, like ones I didn't even know before. Like I've met them in random places. I went to that show that night, and I loved what I heard.
Hell yeah. Then you're randomly out, and you're like, "Hey, well, what are you guys doing?" Yeah. You never know.
Exactly.
You know, you never know until you try. You know.
Yeah.
Or if you just never open your mouth to say that you want something, you'll never get it. It's the same philosophy. You know,
Exactly.
You never know. Ray Capo from Lethal Today said this when
Oh yeah.
He's like, he wrote the song Potential Friends or whatever about people being on the bus, and like you're sitting next to somebody who's like, but you have that awkwardness between you because you don't want to like say anything with them. That person might be on the same wavelength as you. It might be a potential friend. And that's what he kind of wrote the song. That's like sitting on the bus or wherever you're at. It's like, cool. This person could be someone that could enlighten you in some sort of way, or that can show you a different perspective of life. Or why not use that to help your own situation, better yourself, or just think about it in a different light. You know, the world's a weird place like that. You know? I think a lot of people are a lot more standoffish than they have been in the past because of the way society tells us to be and the fear that they instill in society. You know, it's like this is all a working part. You know what I mean? So why not? Be a working part of it. If you're not, then
Yeah, I mean, I was totally that way. Like when I was growing up, I lived in a very small town in Wisconsin where, just like country and like mainstream music was pretty much all that was cool. And if you weren't into that, like nobody cared what you did, like even on a personal level.
Yeah.
It wasn't until like I started like heading over to Minnesota and like started catching all these shows, because I only lived about an hour away from like here.
Right.
So then I started going out to these metal shows, and I realized like I wasn't alone in all this, and like I just like start reaching out and stuff, and it's like, and I also learned from there, it's like I love all this music, but where I live, no one's listening to it. So why can't I be the person to like show people this music? And then a few years later, it's like I got a great radio show. I'm able to do an interview like this here, and it's just like I feel like I'm helping people like discover great music and supporting the bands that I love.
That's really cool, man. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what it's all about, man. You're using your ability to know things that people don't know, and show them something different side of life. You know what I mean? That's cool. Especially in a place where it's not the norm.
Yeah.
It's not like the average. It's like, cool. Well, the world exists beyond these borders. You know what I mean? There's bands out there, there's music out there that you might that might be your favorite band, but you haven't heard yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're showing them the way.
Yeah, you never know unless you have like that option to know what's out there.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Just like when I first got into music too. It's like, how did I discover new bands? I'd buy a CD or a record, and I would look at the bands that they thanked, or what flyers that band has played with. I'm like, okay, so Rancid played with the Pist. I want to look up the Pist, and they're f***ing awesome. You know what I mean? And then you start looking up these other bands, and you're like, okay, it stems from this band, stems from this thing, stems from this thought, and then you start listening to lyrics, and then it starts becoming more infused in who you are, and that's kind of where it goes from there. It's like, music is an enlightening thing, and it can constantly be inspiring you, constantly be leading you in paths that you would never even see yourself. As long as you open your mind to it. And that's why a lot of people who are closed-minded about music or bitter about music or something like that, I want nothing to do with them. I'd rather have something to do with somebody that I can have a conversation with. They can show me a band, or we can talk about music in a way that can show me something that I don't know, or show them something that they don't know. It doesn't have to be metal or whatever, just whatever it is. Any song, from any genre, from any, it's like, open your mind a little bit, listen to what bands are doing and saying, and what they're capable of doing and saying.
Yeah, you never know what can inspire you, especially like musically, if you're a musician or you just enjoy music. Like if you actually expand your mind and see what kind of music is out there, you never know what's going to inspire you.
Yeah, you can take points from, music from the 20s, or just like find a different way to think about the average way of writing. It's just, there's always new ways of being enlightened and being inspired by music. That's why it'll never die. Something like rock and roll will never die. Because that just keeps happening. It's happening. And bands that are still doing it are still doing it, and they're inspiring younger generations, and younger generations are writing, and they're inspiring other generations. It's keep happening. It'll never stop.
Yeah. It's like, I always hear people say that, like, metal is dead, rock is dead, like, it doesn't matter anymore, but there's always going to be that outlet for people who want to hear music like that. It's never going to go away.
Absolutely, no matter what scale it may be. It may not be in the arenas, or it may not be on that level of playing field, but it'll be, it's an ongoing process, it's an ever-evolving process, it's like life itself. It will constantly be growing rebirth of a new sound or a new wave of a new generation that is inspired by an older generation. It's just like, that's one thing, that keeps me going with this too, is I know that what I'm doing, I want to be doing for years to come, and I never want to stop doing what I'm doing, because this is what I enjoy, this is what inspires me. I'm inspired by new music, I'm inspired by old music, and it's something that I've always wanted to do. Now that I have the opportunity to do it on this scale, I will never stop doing it. There's no reason for me to ever be a position of, I'm going to change my life and do things in a different manner. Now, this is what I do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this is what I've been doing for a long time, and that's never going to stop.
And that's the way it should be too. I mean, once it stops being fun, once you're not inspired anymore, either like find a new way to be inspired, or just find a new outlook on life.
That's what I would do. As soon as it becomes irrelevant in your own life, you need to do something different.
Yeah.
Be inspired in a different way. Otherwise, you're just like treading water in a sea of bullshit. You know what I mean?
It's so very true.
So, you know what I mean? You go up there and you every time I play the songs that I enjoy and that I know people enjoy, that means a lot to me. No matter how many times I play the songs.
Yeah.
And when it stops becoming something that I enjoy, then I'm gonna stop doing it. And if people are playing the same thing over and over again or whatever, and it's becoming like it loses its steam, or loses its like spirit or something. It just has like life force sucked out of it, and they see dollar signs in their eyes. You know what I mean? So it's like there's no real passion behind that. I don't think. And once that's drained from me, you can tell it happens to bands. You know what I mean? I hope I never get to that feeling, because I don't ever want to feel that. I just want to be inspired and passionate about what we do, and have a good time with it, and take it as far as we can go with it, of course. And but I'm not really willing to sacrifice my personal artistic integrities to become something that I'm not, and then be paid thousands and thousands of dollars sitting up on the stage, singing something that I don't feel, because that's worthless to me.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's no point in being on the stage and like being able to do all these great shows and tours, you know, like getting that much money if you hate the music that you were forced to write.
Yeah.
I mean, you might as well just be working an office job or doing something that you don't enjoy, because you're basically doing the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. You're going up on stage and you're basically sitting in a cubicle, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's that? Yeah.
I mean, it's the same level of joy that way. Yeah. And it's also lying to the people that came to see your show, too, because they think that you like the music that you're playing, when really you're not.
Yeah. What kind of satisfaction you get out of something when you know someone doesn't give a fuck?
Yeah.
None.
Yeah.
You know?
And I can always hear that when a band puts out an album that I can tell that they just made for the money.
Yeah.
And
they had some producer come in and they're like, this is what you're going to do, this is what you're going to do, this is how many albums you're going to sell.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, and then the album fucking flops, or it sounds, you know, it's not like that. Or they change the sound so drastically. It's like, I don't know these guys anymore. A band that you like, you know, love or enjoy, it's like, I don't know what this is.
Yeah. It's always a sad moment when that happens.
I'm glad I don't have too many examples. Yeah. I listen to like a lot of bands that have longevity, and those are the bands that I appreciate the most. Ones that get into it, that make their mark on this world. You know?
And that's the other great thing about music is, even if your favorite band changes, there will be a band out there, if you search for it, that will make the music that you enjoy.
Hell yeah. If you seek it out, you'll find it.
Yeah.
And if you just, you know, see what's in front of you, you're just going to see what's in front of you. You're not going to see anything beyond. You start looking, you start seeking things out, that's where you find answers, that's where you find inspiration.
So very true.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So just to get back a little bit, since we haven't actually talked about the tour yet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. See, I could talk like this for hours, but yeah. So you guys are currently on tour with Solstafir, and from what I understand, there's at least one local band opening each show, right? Mm-hmm. So has it been like a good turnout for the shows?
Most shows have been great. Yeah, we did Toronto, Montreal were really fun. We did a place in Brooklyn called The Shop that had just recently opened. We've got some really cool shows. You know, there's certain shows that where they lacked in attendance, they made up for with sincerity, because there were just people who were really into what we're doing, who showed their support by, you know, talking to us after the shows, and buying stuff from us to get us from point A to point B, and having a show that, you know, may have had, you know, most people would look at it as a bust. We made it into something where it's really a good time. We had a really nice time meeting people, but most of the shows have been turned out really well. But, you know, sometimes you'll have those smaller cities or small towns where we haven't played there before or something like that, and it turns out those are some of my favorite shows.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Where like, you know, you just don't know what to expect.
Yeah. There's a couple things going against the show tonight, where there's like a Battle of the Band show going above you guys, and there's also a Twins game going on right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But the thing is, like, you guys are playing a very cool venue. It's dark down there. I mean, it's called the Nether Bar.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Another world.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like, it's gonna be a really cool experience. Whether it's like I'm the only one that's gonna be in the crowd, or it's completely sold out. It's gonna be a fun show.
We did a sound check in there, and it sounds good in that little room. Sounds great.
Yeah. I played there with my band.
They got it where it counts. What's your band?
My band's called Beauty Decay. We did a CD release show about 2 years ago down there.
Oh, sweet.
And it sounded great down there.
Yeah, they, you know, coming into it, I was like, oh, okay, this kind of thing. Go up on stage, big sound for a little venue.
Oh yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, it's got almost the same gear as it does upstairs. So
yeah, that stage upstairs is massive.
Oh yeah, it's a fun place to play. Both of them are.
This might be our place to play here.
Yeah.
We'll have to come back here soon.
Yeah. Yeah, I know the first time you guys were here was with Ghost, and that was at Station 4 in St. Paul, which sadly closed down a couple years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I mean, Mill City Nights and the Nether Bar have been the biggest places for like rock and metal shows. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Cool, then we're in the right place.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, so how did this all come together with touring with Solstafir?
just like any other tour we've done, they approach us. All the bands that we've ever toured with, they've got in contact with us one way or another, through an agent or through email. They enjoyed our sound. We listened to the music and we enjoyed that. So we already kind of established that we know mutual friends. They just got off the tour with Paul Bear, who are friends of ours, and we love those guys. So we're like, man, good company usually rolls together. So. Yeah, we just talked to them about it and made it happen. That's the next step.
Yeah.
We really don't. I don't go out of my way to seek anything out. I don't go out of my way to book shows or tours that don't come naturally to me.
Well, kind of like we were talking about before the interview started. Like, if you're good enough, you'll be asked to be a part of a show or a tour or whatever the case is, and I think it shows it in this tour.
Thank you, man. I mean, we're fortunate enough to have bands that appreciate the music we make, and they give us a shot to come out tour with them, and we usually have a really good time.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it, man. I mean, those are the tours that are supposed to... I mean, that's how touring is supposed to be, because, just like touring in a van, or, just like going from, like, state to state. I know, like, Minnesota's pretty much a spot where you either go to Denver or you go to Winnipeg, which is usually always, like, a 2-day trip no matter what, and that always sucks.
So you have a day off between or something.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks doing all that. So, I mean, it's like, you got to be able to tour with people that you enjoy playing with, and music that you enjoy with, you get along with.
Totally. It's like, you really have a unique opportunity to connect with people who already enjoy what you do on a certain level. And then they meet you in person, and you're able to, like, say, this is my personality. You know what I mean? This is the person you're meeting. It's just kind of cool to, like, be able to, do all the pre-planning, pre-gaming, and stuff like that, and then meet people like that. It's interesting. It's always something. There's always something rewarding about meeting interesting people and just connecting with people on a new level. So we have a lot of mutual friends. We have a lot of mutual acquaintances too. It's like it becomes I don't know, just an enjoyable process. And I try to have a good attitude about because it happens on the road. It's always like difficult sometimes. It's like you're gonna have those times where it's easy to get down in the dumps or whatever, but you really have to just kind of rise above it and go, this is what I'm doing. This is not like normal life. This isn't like what people normally do. I'm in a unique opportunity and position to play my music in front of people, and I've always wanted to do that. So it puts me in a unique position, and I'm grateful for that. It's awesome.
Oh, very much so.
I can't explain how happy I am about it. And just that, the fact that we have not even been a band for that long, and when it comes to band years, because there are a thing called band years.
Oh, yes.
So you got to put in your time to do this. So we're a really young band when it comes down to it, So to have all these opportunities to play with bands like this, Enslaved, Paul Bear, Ghost, Blood Ceremony, all these bands.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, to be this, young in our music, we have only room to just keep expanding and growing, and it's just awesome to have the opportunity to do it. I'm fortunate, and I feel grateful for it. I'm not like monetarily, I'm not a well-off guy or whatever. I don't, have like a job right now or whatever.
Right.
So I'm just kind of like doing what I want to do with music, seeing where this path takes me.
But it's also great to be in that position, though. It's like to be able to say that you can like tour the United States, making the music that you love to make, and playing it in front of people.
There's definitely a sense of freedom in doing this.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I find my niche, is being able to feel free of all the care and worries of the normal everyday society and world. And this is my world. This is what I do.
Exactly.
This is where I want to be. This is where I want to exist. This is where I want. Where I see myself. So,
very cool.
I'm going to try to keep myself there as much as possible.
Yeah, that's right. So, also with that said, I mean, you being a drummer as well as a singer, do you miss playing drums on stage?
Yeah, but I'm actually joining a band that I'm going to be playing drums with. So, I've will be back on stage.
Oh, cool.
So it'll be nice.
Is it too early to say who it is?
Sort of, yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's something that's happening next year.
Oh, nice.
But we already have plans to do some music festivals that we got offered, and I think we're going to do probably 4 or 5 shows in Japan.
Oh, very nice.
In Japan again. So.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, I think Ancient VVisdom's going to go out there with them too. So
nice.
Shows in Japan with Ancient VVisdom and this other band. So.
That would be cool to get some international touring going as well.
Hell yeah. I've been over there before, but I got some friends there that are really awesome. They're a blast. So great to see them again. You know, it's not every day you see your friends in Japan. You know.
Yeah.
So any chance I get, I want to go over there and
oh, sure.
hang out, check out some cities, get some food. You know, that's what it's all about. You know, play some music, travel, see cool, see ancient. See stuff from other worlds and other times, you know. It's fascinating.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
So, with Ancient VVisdom, has there been any other offers for the rest of the year so far yet?
A couple of things I can't discuss.
Okay.
But we're trying to do something again in July. We have a couple of like random show offers here and there, so I think we're going to do those. Nothing I can really announce yet.
Sure.
But dude, definitely when it comes up, I'll send you a link.
Oh, sweet.
So anywhere close to where you're at. But,
awesome, man.
Yeah, we definitely have some show offers. We might turn them into like a couple shows in between there, connecting the tour dates or something like that.
Yeah.
Like a week or two. And yeah, we're just always looking out for stuff like that. We're making a lot of friends and connections on this tour where we have places where we can play, like here, you know, Minnesota. In New York, Rochester, you know, places in like smaller cities, you know, making some cool connections. But actually, when we played the Demon show, we made met with a friend of ours who wants to throw a party in his basement. So we might do this like exclusive party there for like about like 50 people. And Ancient VVisdom's gonna play and a couple other bands, and make it like a kind of themed event or something like that. So it could be fun. He has the space for it. It's just fun stuff like that. I'm trying to just, you know, have a good time with this, and, you know, book shows in clubs and theaters and show tours, like do tours and stuff like that too. But it might be fun to like take it to like a different level, you know what I mean? Like have something more exclusive, or have something where it's more of a theme or party or something more underground, like at someone's house or something. You know, I don't know. It could be enjoyable.
Oh, those are always fun to play.
Hell yeah, man.
As long as it doesn't get the cops over.
Yeah, that's true. That's why we got to keep it like a
bit hush hush.
Yeah, a certain time, a certain place. You know, if it's in the right time, in the right place, it can be fun.
Oh yes. Well, I guess we should be wrapping things up here. I know the show's about to start pretty soon. I'm thinking the locals can be either getting ready or about to be getting going.
Cool, man.
But thank you for taking the time to do this interview. I really, truly appreciate it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate the interview.
Oh, not a problem. And hopefully next time you guys come to town, I'd love to do another interview and like catch up on times and stuff. I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing the show tonight as well.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, we're gonna hang out after the show too. I don't know. We have a friend, Steve, lives here with his girlfriend Jess, and we stayed up with them last night. We're staying with them tonight.
Nice.
We hung out and grilled some food, and you know, made some good memories, and probably do that again tonight. Play some songs in between that. Yeah.
Awesome.
Hell yeah. Oh. Dude, thanks, man.
Oh, not a problem. Just, is there anything else that you'd like to bring up that I've not brought up yet?
I think we covered some stuff, man. Yeah. I don't know. I just feel good. I feel good about what we talked about. So.
Yeah, me too. I mean, these are always my favorite kind of interview. It's just like stream of consciousness, real conversations rather than scripted interviews, and not talking about the stuff that you want to.
It wasn't forced. It felt cool. You know? Yeah. And even just talking to you before we press record, I knew we kind of were on a similar wavelength here. So it's nice to talk to people who we can connect with across the country, man. You know?
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of us out there. We're there. We're here. We're doing it, and we're able to sometimes cross paths. Grateful we did.
Oh, likewise, man. And I can't wait to see you guys in just I'm assuming like an hour or two, right? I mean, I didn't see what time it was, but
yep.
Yeah,
Exactly.
sweet. Oh, sweet.
I'll be in there.
All right. Well, once again, this was Nathan Opposition of Ancient Wisdom. Don't just check out the new album Sacrificial. Check out the entire discography from Ancient Wisdom, and go see them live if they come anywhere near you. This is that German guy, Josh Runquist. Thank you.